It always starts the same way. You see a green candle take off, your heart starts racing, and your brain whispers, "Don't miss this one." Before you even think, your finger's already hovering over the buy button. You're not trading anymore. You're chasing. And when that candle suddenly reverses, you're left staring at the screen wondering, why do I keep doing this? I've been there. Every trader has. That voice inside you that says, just one more entry or this one will make it all back. But here's the truth. No one tells you. Chasing trades isn't about greed or lack of skill. It's about mindset. When you chase, you're not reacting to the market. You're reacting to fear. Fear of missing out. Fear of being wrong. Fear of sitting still while others win. The moment you act from fear, your discipline disappears. You stop following rules, stop trusting your plan, and start trading emotions. Discipline isn't about control. It's about trust. Trusting your process more than your impulses. Mark Douglas. That quote changed how I viewed trading forever. I realized chasing trades wasn't a market problem. It was a mind problem. I didn't need a better setup. I needed a calmer mindset. Because professional traders don't chase. They wait. They observe. They know that missing one trade doesn't matter, but losing control over your mind does. They're not slow. They're strategic. They understand that trading isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, but better. And the irony? The moment you stop chasing, opportunities start finding you. Because when your mind is quiet, you finally see what others are blind to. The clean setups, the patient plays, the consistency that amateurs never experience. So if you've ever found yourself jumping from chart to chart, chasing every candle, take a step back. Ask yourself, are you trading to win or trading not to miss out? Because those two mindsets lead to completely different destinies. If you're ready to stop chasing and start mastering discipline, subscribe to the Trader's Mindset today, where we turn emotions into edge and chaos into calm. And in the next phase, we'll uncover why your brain is wired to chase trades in the first place, and how to reprogram it before it costs you your consistency. Every trader thinks they can control their impulses until the market proves them wrong. You see a chart move fast, and suddenly your logic fades. You're not thinking anymore. You're reacting. That rush, that urge to jump in, it's not a lack of discipline. It's your brain doing exactly what it's built to do. Chase survival. Thousands of years ago, that same instinct kept humans alive. When we saw movement, we reacted instantly. Fight or flee. That same wiring still exists today. The problem? The market isn't a jungle, but your brain treats it like one. When a candle shoots up, your dopamine spikes, the reward chemical. It makes you feel like you're about to win something big. That chemical rush tricks your logic. You stop thinking probabilities and start chasing possibilities. The chart becomes your predator, and you start running toward it. The market triggers our oldest instincts: greed, fear, and survival. Successful traders learn to pause between impulse and action. Dr. Brett Steenbarger. That pause is what separates professionals from everyone else. It's not that they don't feel the impulse, they just don't obey it. They've trained their brain to wait for confirmation instead of reaction. That's not luck, it's rewiring. Because every chase teaches your brain one dangerous habit. Reward comes from reaction. Each time you click impulsively and get a small win, your brain learns the wrong lesson. It starts craving more chaos, more action, more risk. That's why traders can't stop. It's not greed, it's conditioning. But here's the good news. Conditioning can be reversed. If your brain learned to chase, it can also learn to wait. By slowing down your decisions, journaling reactions, and breathing through volatility, you start teaching your mind a new rule. Reward comes from discipline. That shift is powerful, because the same brain that made you impulsive can make you unstoppable. It's not about suppressing emotions, it's about training awareness. Once you become aware of your triggers, they lose control over you. So the next time your hand hovers over the buy button, ask yourself, Is this opportunity real, or just your dopamine talking? And now, we'll explore how professionals build the discipline reflex, a mental system that lets them stay calm even when their instincts scream for action. The first time I trained myself to wait, it felt impossible. My brain screamed, "You're missing the move." But that moment, between impulse and action, is where every great trader is born. Discipline isn't natural. It's trained, practiced, and repeated until it becomes reflex. Most traders think discipline means saying no, but that's not true. Discipline means saying not yet. It's the art of delaying action until logic replaces emotion. Because every second you wait with awareness, your mind gets stronger and your fear weaker. At first, I started small. Every time I felt that rush to enter early, I forced myself to count to 10. It sounds simple, but those 10 seconds changed everything. In that pause, I could feel my breathing slow, my thoughts clear, and my plan return. That's when I realized waiting isn't weakness. It's power. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Jim Rohn. That quote hit me differently as a trader, because I finally saw that every chart, every candle, every fake breakout is just another test. A test of how long I can hold my focus. Discipline isn't built in calm markets. It's built in chaos. Professional traders don't chase candles. They chase consistency. Their strength comes from their rules, not their reactions. They've trained their brains like athletes train muscle memory. When volatility hits, they don't think. They execute their discipline reflex. I began building mine with 3 habits. Pre-trade breathing. Before every entry, I took 3 slow breaths. It lowered stress, sharpened focus, and reminded me, process first, profits later. Journaling impulses. I wrote down every time I wanted to trade but didn't. Seeing that restraint on paper built confidence like nothing else. End-of-day reflection. I rated my patience, not just my P&L, because the goal wasn't money, it was mental mastery. After weeks of repetition, something changed. That urge to jump in early started fading. The same markets that once made me panic now made me patient. That's the discipline reflex, automatic calm in unpredictable chaos. And when that happens, your entire trading game transforms. Because the moment you stop reacting, you start leading. So next time the market tempts you to move fast, ask yourself, is this the setup or just a signal to stay still? And now we'll uncover the hidden habits professional traders use daily to strengthen this reflex until it becomes unbreakable, no matter how wild the market gets. Discipline doesn't build itself in the heat of a trade. It's built in the quiet moments when no one's watching. Most traders want control during the chaos, but professionals know it's what you do before the chaos that defines how you'll react. Daily habits aren't just routines. They're training sessions for your brain. When I started creating my own discipline system, I realized one truth. The market doesn't demand perfection. It demands consistency. So I built habits that prepared my mind before I ever touched a chart. The first one was the morning reset. Every morning before checking price action or news, I'd sit down and ask one question. Am I calm enough to trade today? If the answer was no, I didn't trade, because mental turbulence is the fastest way to lose focus. That single habit saved me from countless emotional mistakes. Next came chart journaling. Not just recording entries or exits, but recording my state of mind. What was I feeling before I clicked buy? Why did I hold that loser too long? Writing this down revealed something powerful. My biggest trading losses came from emotional impatience, not technical errors. The journal didn't just record trades, it recorded transformation. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. That quote became my anchor, because every habit, no matter how small, compounds into mastery. A 5-minute review becomes pattern recognition. A daily reflection becomes emotional awareness, and slowly, trading stops being chaos. It becomes choreography. Another habit I built was the no-trade hour. Every day I'd take 1 hour just to observe the market without touching a thing. No entries, no alerts, no reactions. Just observation. That 1 hour trained my patience like nothing else. Because if you can watch opportunity pass without FOMO, you've already mastered your emotions. The truth is, discipline isn't about big breakthroughs, it's about small repetitions. 5 minutes of calm, one note in your journal, one trade avoided out of self-control. That's how you rewire your mind to think like a pro, because every time you choose structure over impulse, your future self gets stronger. So the next time you open your platform, don't ask, "What can I trade today?" Ask instead, "What can I practice today?" And now, we'll uncover why most traders destroy their discipline without realizing it, and how to avoid those hidden traps before they sabotage your mindset. The hardest part of trading isn't learning new strategies, it's unlearning the habits that destroy discipline. Because even when you know what to do, the smallest traps can quietly pull you back into chaos. And the scariest part? They don't look like traps at all. The first trap is overconfidence. After a winning streak, your brain releases dopamine, that same feel-good chemical that once made you chase candles. Now it whispers something more dangerous. You've mastered it. That's when discipline dies quietly. You start bending rules that once protected you, taking trades that feel right. And just like that, one emotional win becomes the seed for 10 emotional losses. The market humbles everyone who forgets to stay humble. Paul Tudor Jones. The second trap is revenge trading. You lose one trade, then instantly look for another to get it back. You call it determination, but it's really desperation. Your plan disappears, replaced by a mission to prove something, not to the market, but to yourself. Every revenge trade feeds emotional instability, and soon you're trading pain, not price. The third trap hides in plain sight: distraction. The constant scroll through trading forums, Twitter setups, and signals dilutes focus. Your brain stops trusting your own analysis because it's drowning in noise. Every trader you follow becomes a voice in your head, and suddenly, your discipline is no longer yours. It's borrowed chaos. Then there's fatigue. Mental exhaustion is the silent killer of discipline. When you trade tired, your brain shortcuts decisions. You skip confirmations, ignore risk, and start gambling without realizing it. No trader ever blew up because of one bad setup. They blew up because they traded with an empty mind. And finally, ego. The illusion that you must always be right. But in trading, being right doesn't make you rich. Being disciplined does. Ego keeps you attached to losing trades and blinds you to opportunity. The moment you stop asking, "What's the market saying?" and start thinking, "I know what it's doing," you've already lost your edge. Every one of these traps has one cure: awareness. Because once you can name your weakness, it stops controlling you. So before you trade tomorrow, ask yourself, are you following your plan or falling for your patterns? And now we'll uncover how elite traders rebuild discipline after failure, and how you can bounce back stronger from every setback without losing your confidence. Every trader breaks discipline at some point. It happens in a flash. One emotional trade, one bad day, one moment of frustration, and then guilt takes over. You promise yourself it won't happen again until it does. But here's the truth. Failure doesn't destroy traders. Denial does. When I blew up my account for the first time, I didn't want to face it. I told myself the market was unfair, that I just got unlucky. But deep down, I knew the truth. I had lost control, not money. Because every time I ignored my rules, I was training my brain to believe chaos was normal. The first step to rebuilding discipline is acceptance. You can't fix what you refuse to face. When professionals lose, they don't hide from it. They dissect it. They go back to the charts, journals, and emotions, asking the most important question: why did I lose focus? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. Ariana Huffington. That quote reshaped my perspective, because I realized rebuilding discipline isn't about erasing mistakes. It's about learning from them faster than others do. The second step is resetting structure. When you lose discipline, your brain's internal system breaks. You can't jump straight back into the market. You must rebuild your routine piece by piece. Start with one rule: no trades until your process feels automatic again. It's like physical therapy for your mindset. Small repetitions restore mental strength. The third step is self-forgiveness. Guilt keeps traders trapped in hesitation. You hesitate not because you fear loss, but because you fear repeating the same mistake. Forgive yourself, not because you deserve it, but because holding on to guilt keeps you emotionally paralyzed. The final step is reflection. After every losing streak, write what it taught you. Write how it felt, what triggered you, and what you'll do differently next time. This simple act turns emotional pain into structured learning. And every time you reflect, your discipline grows thicker skin. Remember, consistency isn't perfection. It's recovery. Professionals aren't perfect. They just recover faster. That's their edge. So the next time your discipline cracks, don't ask, "How could I do this again?" Ask instead, "What did this teach me?" In the final phase, we'll bring it all together, the mindset, the habits, and the recovery, to show how true mastery begins when you stop chasing trades and start mastering yourself. Every trader starts by chasing freedom: financial freedom, time freedom, peace of mind. But here's the paradox. Most traders lose it all because they never realize that true freedom doesn't come from money. It comes from discipline. When I first began trading, I thought discipline was restriction, a cage built by rules. But with every loss, I learned that freedom without structure is just chaos with a pretty name. You don't need the perfect system to win. You need the mindset that stays calm when everything else breaks. Discipline isn't a prison. It's protection. Every rule you follow is a guardrail keeping you on the road to consistency. The irony? The more disciplined you become, the freer you feel. Because freedom isn't doing whatever you want. It's doing what's right even when you don't want to. Self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. It's choosing what's best for you over what feels best right now. Anonymous. When I built my own discipline routine, from journaling every impulse to meditating before every trade, something shifted. Trading stopped feeling like a fight. It became flow. Each decision was slower, calmer, and clearer. The market stopped controlling my mood. I started controlling my reactions. That's when I understood what real mastery is. It's not predicting the next candle. It's staying centered when it forms. It's knowing you can lose and still not lose yourself. It's trading with peace, not pressure. Professionals don't chase freedom. They earn it through structure. They respect the process more than the outcome. They know that every patient pause, every planned stop-loss, every ignored impulse adds up to emotional wealth. And that's the wealth amateurs never experience. So if you're watching this right now, remember, the market will always test your emotions, tempt your patience, and challenge your rules. But you don't have to fight it. You just have to train your mind until calm becomes your default. Because once discipline becomes effortless, trading finally becomes freedom. If this video shifted how you think about trading, don't just move on, move up. Subscribe to The Trader's Mindset for more cinematic lessons on psychology, discipline, and consistency. Comment below, "Freedom through discipline," to remind yourself that structure builds strength. Share this with another trader who's chasing freedom the wrong way and help them find it the right way. Because at the end of every chart, every loss, every breakthrough, the real profit isn't money, it's mastery over yourself.